Hey guys, ClayRepairs here. Today I'm going to be doing an oil change on this 2017 Volkswagen Passat. It's got the 1.8 liter turbo engine and oil capacity of about 6.1 quarts. Now before we start, you want to warm up your engine so the oil will flow out nice and easy. You want to make sure it's up in the operating temperature range before you start. All you'll need to perform this oil change is 7 quarts of full synthetic 5W30 for this engine, an oil filter. You're going to need a T45, a T25, some gloves and rags because it's probably going to get messy, your oil catch can, and in my case a jack or some ramps to get it higher off the ground so I can reach underneath it. First thing to do before draining the oil is you need to take off this big plastic pan on the bottom here. And there's a bunch of little torque screws all along the edge here that need to come out. And there we go. Now we have access to the underside of the engine. Now let's locate the oil drain bolt. Okay, there it is. That looks like the oil drain bolt, so let's go ahead and take that out and let all the oil drain out. Okay, well the oil finishes draining, let's come up here and change the filter. The filter is this little housing right here, which screws in. Okay, so I'll grab a big wrench and we'll carefully take this thing off. So before you take the oil filter out, I would make these marks here. Now these are already here from last time that we did the oil change. But just make sure that when you put the oil filter back in, that it's the same tightness that it was before, because you don't want to over tighten this plastic little housing here that the oil filter is in. So I would make a mark on here, pointing directly toward a mark on here. And that makes sure that this oil filter stays aligned and doesn't get over tightened. I went ahead and popped off this cover here on top of the engine. It's pretty easy to take off all this. It's a couple little like ball and sockets, and you can just grab this and just yank it off just to get out of the way. And then this oil filter will come off a lot easier. Okay, now this is what the whole assembly looks like. Let's go take it apart. And this oil filter in here. That's the old oil filter right there. Grab our new one out. We'll just put it right back here. That just fits right in there. Next thing you want to do is carefully take this old O-ring off. Or not carefully. It doesn't matter because it comes with a new one. It helps to have a little tiny screwdriver that makes it really easy here. Okay, out with the old and in with the new. You want to lubricate this with a little bit of engine oil to make it seal better. Now we'll go ahead and put this O-ring on. Now this is ready to put back on the car. And there we go. As with most oil filters, just hand tight is sufficient. Lined it back up with this line right there, which means we're tight enough and we're good to go. Let's put this cover back on and reinstall the drain plug. Let's line up those little balls and sockets if you can see in there. Now let's go ahead and fill it up with fresh oil. Okay, I just checked the oil and that seems pretty decent. So I'll put back on the cover underneath and pull it off the ramps and then make sure the oil's still good.